Good morning and welcome to the replay. I will be with you in just a couple minutes. I will be with you in just a couple minutes. Hey Leslie, I'll be right there. Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hi Leslie, how are you today? So, yesterday, if you were watching, you know that my project was an epic fail. It's kind of embarrassing when that happens, but it does happen. And it kind of lets you know that it happens to me. It can happen to everybody, even the best of the best. It happens. So we're going to move beyond that, and hopefully today will be a little bit smoother. Things are good, Leslie. How about you? So I'm going to be working with a couple of things today. First of all, I'm going to switch my camera around so that you can see what I got going on here. And let's see. Hold on one sec. Picture in picture. I like using picture in picture so that you guys can see me and hear me, and you know, just better that way, right? Okay, so I'm going to switch myself over there so you can see what I have here. And you guys know what this is. This is my favorite chalkboard to work on. It's called an 8-inch chalkboard. It comes in 3 different sizes, and this is the smallest of the 3. It's got a beautiful distressed frame. It's magnetic porcelain steel. This chalkboard I have had since I became a designer almost 3 years ago. So it's still going great. It looks perfect, and I'm always excited to use it. But as you can see, this one has a design on it, and we are going to say bye-bye typewriter, and we're going to put something new on it. So I'm going to show you a couple of tools that I use to clean my chalkboards with. But the first thing I'll do is I'm just going to spray my design with some water and let it sit there for just a minute. And I'm going to tell you about the tool that I'm going to use to clean this up. I'm actually going to be using 2. The first one is called a paste scraper, and these are available on my website. These are the Cat's Meow. They work beautifully to scrape most of the chalk on your chalkboard off. And then I'm going to be using a board eraser. Now this is the board eraser that I've been using, I don't know, for the past month or so. It's very small and it is used up. It has definitely been worth every single penny that I paid for it. So board erasers are also really, really handy tools. So I'm going to show you how quickly you can clean up your chalkboards using this paste scraper. I've sprayed it with water already. Good morning, Jamie. And I'm just going to kind of scrape over my design with this. If I let it sit longer, it would scrape even easier. But this, as you can see, is rolling right off of the chalkboard surface. And this is not going to scratch my surface, my chalkboard, but it's going to take care of most of this for me. I have a little bend in my chalkboard. So I was saying, I have had this since I started as a designer. It'll be 3 years in October. This chalkboard it came with my startup kit, and you know what? They still come with this chalkboard. Okay. So I've got most of this scraped up. I'm going to put a nice little pile in the middle here and grab my paper towels and just wipe this up. How are you doing, Jamie? Nice to see you this morning. So, yeah. Scoop up most of that chalk and the water if I can. So what it's leaving behind, obviously there's a little bit of water, but it's also leaving something we call ghosting. I'm going to see if I can pull that up close enough so that you can see it. Let's see if I turn this light on. That helps. Oh, all right. So you can see it a little bit right there. What it is, it's like a little shadow or a ghosting of the image that was there before I washed it up. So if you look in the right angle light, you can see there's still a typewriter on there, and that's where the board eraser comes in handy. You're just going to take that and give it a scrub, and that removes all of the ghosting. It's amazing, huh? Board erasers are kind of like magic erasers, but there are no chemicals in it, so it's safe to use on your chalkboards. You can clean your transfers with these, but they're also safe to use around your kids and things too. There's no chemicals that they can ingest or inhale that can do them any harm. So board erasers are the way to go, and I have used these for other things in addition to transfers and chalkboards. So occasionally I've had to go over twice with the magic eraser. Let's see how this looks when it's all dry. Good morning, everyone. If you're just coming in, be sure to say hello. Yeah, I can still see it just a little bit. I'm going to go over it one more time. I might have lost one of the stays that keeps the board in place. All right, that ought to do it. Yep, that did it. Easy peasy, right? So what's going on with you guys today? It looks like it's going to be a kind of a rainy day where I am. I think I heard the sun was going to be out later, but right now it's just pretty cloudy. All right, it is dry. Let me throw these to the side. And we are going to get started on this chalkboard. I see a little more water there I want to grab on the frame. Okay, so I'm going to be doing the watercolor technique that I've showed you before. It's been a while though, so it's always nice to see it again in action, right? Hi Nancy and Nancy. Nancy Zuko and Nancy Hay have joined us. Good morning. So I'm going to be using this transfer called Floral Frame. And this can be used either horizontally or vertically. Today we're going to use it in this direction. So I'm going to remove it from the package, and always save your packaging to put your transfers in after you've used them. It keeps them nice and safe and clean. The way that I store a lot of my transfers, this size I would probably put into a folder, one of those kids' school folders. But there's also a hole in the top, and I'll thread them through a hanger and hang them up in my closet or whatever. I keep a whole bunch of them on one hanger. Oh, I'm so stuffy. Do you guys have allergies? I'm so over this. All right, so I'm going to write on the back. The name of that again was Floral Frame. Good morning, Mary Jane. How are you guys doing? And my initials on the front and back. I know I tell you guys this every single day, and the reason that I put my initials on are so that I know that I'm getting my pieces back, my carrier sheet, my transfer. Sometimes we're in a group and they can get mixed up a little bit, or if I loan them to someone, I know that I'm getting my own back. And the reason that I write on the back side is because I want to make sure that after I've used my transfer, I've washed it, dried it, sticky side up, and then I return it to the carrier sheet. And the side that you want to return it onto is this side, which is very, very slick. And our transfers are sticky, so you want to make sure you put them on the slick side, not the dull side. So that kind of reminds me to avoid putting my transfer on the wrong side of the paper. I know, you could say that in your sleep, some of you, right? It is pretty. Wait till you see what we're going to do with this one. So this one is super sticky, as most of our transfers are, so I'm going to do some fuzzing. And what fuzzing does is it picks up a little bit of lint from the fabric and softens the adhesive a little bit. So you can use a towel. This is a branded Chalk Couture buzzing towel that you can also use. If you don't have one, you can also use a t-shirt. I used one yesterday, or the day before. Not yesterday, that was my fail, my epic fail demonstration. I'm just laughing at how funny that ended up. Good morning, Corin. How are you today? I got your email and have noted the change in your email address. Thank you for letting me know about that. All right, so that has been fuzzed. And I'll put my towel to the side. These towels are really nice because you can also use them for drying. After you've washed your transfers, you can dry them on top of here, and they absorb lots of water. And you can use them for cleaning up a little bit too. So I'm going to place this on my chalkboard surface. Try very hard to get it centered. You know that is not my strong thing, but I try. I try and I try and I try. So since this has a square in the middle, I want to be sure to get it as square as I can on this board and centered. That looks about right. Let's see. Good enough. And I'm going to take a squeegee and just kind of roll it all over the design area to make sure that it's nice and tight. If you have any bumps or bubbles or folds in your transfer, you run the risk of getting a bleed. So we don't want that to happen. If it does, it's not the worst thing in the world, especially if you're working on a chalkboard surface, because they clean up easily. A little bump right here. I know you guys probably can't see it, but there's a very small piece of dust. Yep, I've got that in my house. I'm probably guessing you might too. And it's not a big one, but it could create a problem right where it is. So there we go. We are done. Okay, gotta get comfy. This one's gonna take a little bit longer than the last few that I've done because it's a bigger surface, and I'm going to be doing some watercolor techniques with this as well. When I'm ready to do that, I'm gonna zoom my camera in so you can see exactly how I'm doing it. But I'm going to chalk this whole thing in white. And I've got my chalk paste ready. Grab a little tray here. And give this a good stir. It is a beautiful consistency. You want it to be about the consistency of sour cream or cake batter, whichever you prefer. If it's thicker than that, just add a couple sprays or drops of distilled water and stir it, stir it, stir it till it's the consistency that you're looking for. Just drop some water on here. Ah! All right, I gotta dry that before I start. Bear with me, I just got a little bit of water in here, and I don't want to have any runs in my design, and that could happen if I leave it. So what we're using are reusable silkscreen transfers. Some of mine I have used dozens of times. You guys have been following for a while. You've seen me do that vintage truck quite a few times. Thank you, Jan. This is a really pretty one. It kind of reminds me of a limited edition one we had a couple months back that I also watercolored with, but this one will be a little different too. So I'm just going to grab some of my chalk paste and plop it around in my design, and you spread it all over just the open areas where the screens are, and when we're done with that, we'll go back and remove all of the excess to put back in the jar. So I'm just smoothing this over. See how easy it goes? Nice and easy. You don't need a lot, but when you're learning how to do this, use as much paste as you feel like you want to or you feel comfortable with. And after you've done it for a while, you get an idea for how much you're going to use. So I'm going to go with a little more than I really need just to show you that there is no waste, because we're going to scrape all this extra off and put it back into the jar. So as soon as that area is covered, you go back over the design and scoop up all that extra paste. And you want to have a nice thin coat of paste on your screen. Most of the time, you will be able to clearly see the design beneath the chalk. Good morning, Tammy. How are you? Jan Porter, I miss your face. I haven't seen you in such a long time. I miss your face. All right, so while this is still wet, you want to remove your transfer. And we are ready to do that. So let me put this to the side. See how I got all the rest of that paste back in the jar. No waste at all. And I'm going to start by grabbing the corners of the transfer. But as soon as you can grab the center of it, that's the best place to pull from, because if you continue to pull from the corner, you're going to stretch your transfer, so you don't want to do that. Let's pull that up nice low and slow. How are you doing, Tammy? Okay, we're getting there. See how easy that was? So pretty. All right, so I'm going to put this to the side. I just put my transfers on the side of my tablecloth when I put them to the side, and later I'll take them to my kitchen and clean them. So I'm using a heat tool to dry this really quickly. I could leave this chalk paste for 5 or 10 minutes and it would be perfectly dry. But if you're in a hurry and don't want to keep people waiting, you can use a heat tool like this one, or you can just use a hair dryer. This heat tool is super hot, super hot. You can burn yourself with it, or bubble your paste if you're not careful. So keep it moving. And avoid getting it on your transfers, because you can, if you get heat on your transfer, you can melt them, and they don't work very well that way. This looks pretty just like it is, doesn't it? And you absolutely could just leave it just like this and put something in the center. This is actually designed so that you could use our A size transfer, our smallest ones, and put them in the middle. So I could do Be Bold, Be Brave, Be Brilliant, or I could do Cute But Crazy. I used that one last week. Today I'm going to be using a monogram, my monogram, and I'm going to put a T right in the center of this. So before I go into the water painting, I'm going to add my T. And this has been used before, so I shouldn't need to fuzz it. It's already labeled with the name of the transfer and my initials on both sides. Just going to peel that off and place it in the center of my board. So I'm just going to turn this a second. It'll be easier for me to center it, I think. If I go in it at this direction. That's about right. So with this one here, the design is just in the center. You really don't have to rub really hard on the whole design. Doing that actually might create a problem because it could pull up the paste that's underneath it. Now that I'm looking at this, it's a little bit crooked and I have to fix that. Yeah. You can see the design beneath here that is a little bit off. All right, that should do it. All right, so I'm going to smooth this out nice and tight. A little bubble there. Now it's not going to cooperate at all, is it? It's stickier than I thought it was going to be. Okay, put that T down there. Smooth it out. I'm just smoothing out over the screened area and along the edges of the T. You don't have to worry about all the way around the edges, as I've said before. And I'm also going to do this one in white. If you guys have any questions while I am working, just post them in the comments. I can see them off to the side here, and I'm trying to pay attention and chalk at the same time. There we go. Get that T covered and scraped and back into the jar. And then we're going to add some beautiful colors. A little bubble right there. I can see it. Darn it. It's okay. Let's pull that back. Yeah, got a little imperfection in there, but you know what? It's okay. It's chalk. It is not supposed to look like a perfect painting or a print. I want to make it look like it's homemade. That's the look we're going for. All right, so I'm going to dry the tea. You really could leave it just like that. Isn't it pretty? All right, I've got chalk all over myself. I'm a messy chalker. All right, let's dry that up a little bit. And then we'll start adding some color. The colors that I took out for today are called Buttermilk. The one that is currently available that is the closest to that is called Daffodil. We're going to be using Morning Sky and Peony and 2 shades of green. I've got Eucalyptus and Meadow that I'll be using today. If these colors are not available on my website, let me pop that down there for you. They are not available on my website. Just choose the closest color. It's okay. You already love it, Leslie? Awesome. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with one color and work all the way around the design using that, and then I'm going to switch colors and use a different color. So what I forgot to get was some water in here. I need a little bit of water. Let's pour it from here. Oops, let's get the top off. Taking my top off. Don't get scared. It's just the jar. All right. So I want you guys to put a 1 in the comment if you saw my notifications about Christmas in July coming up this Sunday. It's a whole week of special deals that you are not going to want to miss on my VIP group. So if you're not in my VIP group, not only do I want to see a 1 in the comments, I want you to write VIP so that I can make sure that you get in there. You don't want to miss these great deals. So what I'm going to do is take my Peony chalk paste. I'm going to put a little bit of this in the cover, the lid of my jar. Just a little bit. Don't need a lot. And I'm going to take some of my water and just put a squirt in there because I want to thin this so I can paint with it easily. I'm going for kind of a watercolor look. I don't want it too watery, but I don't want it thick either because I am working with paintbrushes. And I'm going to zoom in so you can watch me do this. Leslie saw it. Awesome. Anybody else? Only my VIPs get to go, so you want to be there. I'm not allowed to do special prices and things on my public page, but I can in my private group. So that's why it's in a different area. So I'm going to zoom in so you can see this a little better. And I'm going to take my little tiny paintbrushes here and just grab a little bit of color and start painting in the lines. I'm not going to try to go right to the edge. I like a little bit of black showing around the edges, but I'm just adding a little bit of color with my chalk paste. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this whole project with you guys live today, but if I don't, I will finish it when we're off screen, and you'll see how it looked all done. But I'll try to go as fast as I can so I can get to see as much as I can without taking all day. It shouldn't take all day. This is a big flower though, isn't it? They kind of look like poppies to me. My mother was really good at knowing flowers, and my sisters, one of them in particular, they're both really talented in the garden, unlike me, but they have green thumbs and mine are not. I'm better with chalk flowers, I guess. How are you? Hey, Cindy, good morning. So, let's see. I love when I can, find different ways to use the transfers that we have, and this was one, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta watercolor that. Gotta do it. Got to do it. And again, this, just like the chalk, isn't meant to look perfect. So I'm just using a paintbrush. I think it was a kid, probably from a kid's watercolor set. I do have some of my own somewhere. I only have a couple larger ones up here today, so I'll use these little guys for now. It's working fine. You don't need anything fancy. I'm just going to work my way all the way around and do all the pink areas. Do you guys just want me to do the top half? I have other talents. That's true. My sister says that too. But I call her for plant advice. I always tell people that I'm lucky my kids grew because plants are not my friends. I like them though. I don't lose sleep over it though. It's okay. So yeah, I'm working on my sale. I've got transfers that have been retired that will be coming up. I've got holiday stuff. I've got, I can't tell you everything, right? I'm just going to say that you don't want to miss that sale. Usually do them about twice a year, and that is it. I think that might have been a leaf that I painted as a petal. That's okay, right? All right, do I have any more of those? There's another one right here. I'm going to put pink on that one. Start at the top, I guess, and work my way down. So again, I am not trying to stay in the lines. I actually want a little bit of black between the white lines and my pink. I think it looks more interesting. And using the chalk paste, it's kind of uneven as it goes down on your surface. It makes it look like kind of like you shaded it on purpose. So just let it flow and let it go and do its thing. And again, this color is called Peony. Peony or Peony? I don't know. I called it Peony. I have a friend in New Jersey who calls it Peony. Tomato, right? So yeah, my cooler yesterday. Yeah. Thanks for bearing with me, you guys. I'm glad it happened to me, not you, but it was a fail. It happens. And I took it in the kitchen after and washed it off. And it's still kind of yellow. But it looks like a dog got to it. That's all I'm going to say about that. I just saw a spot I missed. I knew it. Hold on. You guys got to tell me when I miss a spot, you know? So here we go. Let's finish up with this pink. And then we'll do, I don't know, maybe we'll do some purple flowers next. Not purple, but blue. They look like forget-me-nots, I'm guessing. I'm just guessing. All right, that one's done. It's coming together. Okay, pink. Let's do some forget-me-nots. You can see quite a few of these around. They're pretty small, so they should work up pretty fast. Again, I'm just scooping a little bit of that blue into the lid of my jar and adding a couple drops of water just to thin that, just so it's like a watercolor. It's nice that you can use what you have already, right? Okay, I'm going to dry off my brush a little. We'll go in and do the little forget-me-nots. There's some really thin little lines there. I'm going to avoid some of them. Just plopping in some color. You need a really tiny brush to get that perfectly, but I'm not worried about it. Just adding color. There's one down here. These are going pretty quickly. Those, I'm not sure what they are, but I like this blue, so I'm going to make them blue. They're like little buds. Am I off screen? Guys, sorry. Just have to buy another frame. Yeah, I mean, you could use this on, you could do this on any other surface too. You could use wood. You could do it on metal, glass. Glass might be a little tricky with painting. I've never tried that on glass. I have to think about that. We have a couple of chalkboards that are more affordable than this one. This is our top of the line chalkboard. It is by far my favorite. But we have one called a Sylvie. We have one called Grayson's. There's lots of different styles to choose from. And guess what? Our new catalog is coming out in just a couple of weeks. So I have a feeling there will be a few more surfaces and a ton more transfers and different color chalk pastes. They always come out with the colors that are popular in home decor, or that will be coming in. Is it called Pantone colors, something like that? Let's see if I got all those little forget-me-nots. I'll probably find a few when I look back at it later. I just found another one. There's one. Okay, done. Yeah, this is a really pretty one. It's coming out sweet. And just, it's not like a really bright color. They're just a little bit of a wash. So they look so subtle and they look really good. All right, let's do some yellow flowers. And we're almost done with our flowers already. So if you are just hopping on, please say hello, hello. And of course, the best compliment that you can give me is if you sprinkle my video with your friends and family on your homepage. I would much appreciate that. That just helps grow my audience so that more people learn about what it is that I do and what it is that you love to do. And all is good. Okay, so I got my yellow thinning a little bit here. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more. Just going for that wash. Nancy, you still have this frame. What did you make on it? Was it the bicycle? It's a long time ago, honey. It's been a long time since we have chalked together. It's been a long time since a lot of us have chalked together, but hopefully not too much longer. I'm working on it. All right, I have some little daisy looking kind of things here. I'm just calling them daisies. They could be anything. Then I'm going to add this yellow too. Nancy, was it the bicycle? You got to tell me about that. That was a tough one. Whew. That was a tough one to work with because there were so many layers. And we were all really new at it, including me. But we did it. We did it. Thanks, Natalie. You're just sneaking in here this morning. Hello, hello. All right, so you guys can see that I am not using any special hidden talents to decorate this. I am just putting color down, trying to sort of stay in the lines, but I'm not worrying about it too much. Got a couple more of those here. This isn't taking as long as I thought it would, so that's all good. I think we'll be able to finish it on this live. The Valentine design. Oh my gosh, Nancy, it's been that long. Time to wash that off, baby. Let's make something new. Nancy, I got to see your friend Danny the other day. I was out to breakfast with both of my daughters-in-law, and Danny and Donna were both there, so I got to see him. He was enjoying his breakfast. Alright, getting that yellow in there. A little bit more, and the yellow's done, I think. Then we'll go in with some green, and we'll soften this all up. So here's a question for you guys. In the middle of the T, can you see right here? There's a line that I could put some color in. What do you think? Should I put some color in there or just leave it? And if you think I should put a color in there, what color should it be? That's all my daisies. What color should I make it? All right, so now let's do some leaves. I'm kind of partial to this color, this eucalyptus. It's another color. I don't think it's available any longer, but there's something similar if you like this. I'm just putting it in the lid of my jar and adding a little bit of water. Yeah, I think he was happy to get out. Our friend Danny is in assisted living and hasn't been able to really have company or anything like that. So he looked pretty happy. We were outside in an outdoor dining area and he was just enjoying the day. It was good to see him. All right, I'll make sure that I can. You guys need to yell at me if I'm off screen. Okay. All right, so the last, well, not the last, but I'm going to do the greens next. I've got a couple different kinds of leaves, so I'm going to do them in 2 different colors. And this one, again, is eucalyptus. Always been a real pretty color, favorite of mine. And there's always something similar to it, even if this one is not available. So I'm going to take that down. See the bottom maybe. There we go. All right. So we do have the monograms in every color of the, every letter of the alphabet. Even Z for Zuko, Nancy. How's that? You like it plain? All right, I'm fine with plain. Makes it different, right? You really could put this in any room of your house, your kitchen, your bedroom, your bathroom, your living room. Of course, you could change the colors of the flowers to match your room colors. And as much fun as I'm having with all of these summer designs, I cannot wait to see what our fall designs look like. So excited. I've seen 2 so far because our new designer kit just came out and there are a couple of new designs in there. I got a couple leaves here that don't match anything, but let's move over here. Let me know if I'm missing any pieces here that I need to grab. There's a lot of detail here, but I think I got those. And the rest I'm going to do in the darker shade of green. We are almost done. Isn't this fun? You think you guys would do this? Oh, you love it, Leslie? I'm glad. I'm glad. Have you seen me do this before? I don't remember if I did it when you were watching that day. Yeah, this has got some dry junk in it. I gotta move. Hang in there. That's better. Okay, just a little bit. You can see how very, very little chalk you need in there. Hold on. Stir sticks out. So yeah, you just need a tiny little bit, and even if you use more than you actually need, it can go right back in the jar, just like the rest of it. Gonna add a little tiny bit more. I don't want this to be too strong of a green because everything else is pretty muted. So I don't want it to be too strong. Okay. Look at all the stir sticks I'm gonna have to clean later on. It's all good. Okay. All right. Last color. Start up at the top so I don't put my arm through it. I'm having trouble seeing it. There's a little glare from the lamp. Okay, that's better. Yeah, that is a bit brighter, but I like it. I'm just putting a little bit of a line in the open areas here. Yeah, it's a little brighter than the rest of it, but it'll be okay. There's not very much of it coming in. You guys are also patient sitting here with me today. Thank you for joining me as always. I appreciate it. Okay, oh, there's one there, one there. If you guys are seeing any areas that I missed, let me know. I'm not sure what that is, so I'm just going to leave it. But you see one more area right here that needs a little bit. And we are going to be done before you know it. All right, so she's pretty much done. What do you think? Yeah, I got a tattoo. You noticed that? It's a Thanksgiving 4th of July cupcake from my little grandson Mac, my 4-year-old. I'm trying not to wash my arm so I can keep it. He was so cute and so proud of himself for tattooing everybody this weekend. So, what do you think, guys? Let me back this up so you can see a whole thing. Look how pretty that came out. It is gorgeous. This would even make a nice like wedding gift. Oh my goodness. I know a couple people that are getting married. Anyhow, so while you were watching, if you said, oh my gosh, I would love to do what she does, get paid to craft, please let me know, right? Join in the comments and I can get you some information about joining my team, my design team. Again, my Christmas in July sale is starting this Sunday. If you are not in my VIP group, please write VIP in the comments and I will add you in there. Thank you for sprinkling my video. I will be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with something that you guys requested. Last week I did a cute but crazy cat, and so today I'm working on making a dog that I can fit cute but crazy on. It's been a little challenging to draw one that fat, but we'll see what happens. I'll be doing a dog tomorrow. So all you dog-loving people, be sure to tune in at 10 a.m. and I will see you. Thank you. You guys love it. I'm so excited. I love it when you love it. And you didn't laugh at me yesterday when I made that horrible, horrible cooler. That one's going to go down in history. I should put it in Chalk Couture bloopers and practical jokes. If you're interested in seeing more transfers, chalk paste, tools, any of those things, this is my website right down here. You can pop in there and visit anytime you like. If you have any questions, message me and I will get back to you, I promise. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow morning at 10. Thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.